Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. This is Inside the Industry, and this is where I tell the stories, the experiences that shaped my journey in the UK fitness industry over the past decade. Today, I want to tell you the Josh Baker story, also known as Big Boy Baker. So I met Baker in, I think it was early 2023, possibly late 2022. And at the time, I noticed that he was a phenomenal bencher. I had a mutual friend who introduced me to him. Name was Bolo Rax. And there was training and there was benching together. I'm just going to pull up a little video here so you can see. And this was the content that Baker was putting out at the time. Seen him absolute dinner weights. And obviously before my injury, I was also a big bencher. And although he had more body weight than me, I could still appreciate the raw strength and the power that this guy had. Every time he used to come to the gym, he used to be like, yo, put Mob Deep on, shook ones, and that was his track. And he used to come and he used to train. And obviously, it was a vibe. And he told me of his ambitions, told me where he wanted to go. And I honestly believed him. I thought that he could achieve anything possible. And if I'm honest with you, I just wanted to help him. I used to take my time. I used to drive to Dudley. I used to pick him up because at the time, financially, he wasn't doing great. He was just starting out in his journey. I used to take my time. I used to pick him up and drive him all the way to Birmingham and bring him to the gym. And obviously, at the time, I was sort of like, if I'm honest with you, a gym celebrity, and I never really had to pay memberships in gyms. Gyms clearly understood if I came to the gym and trained there and threw weights around, then their memberships would increase. And Chelmsford Wood Foundry was definitely a gym that I had a huge impact on when it opened. Baker started to progress and just started throwing stupid numbers around. Here's a clip of him doing 230 kilos on incline bench press and doubling it. And this was my max at the time. Obviously, he's a lot heavier than me, but it didn't matter. Strength. Even if he was 50 stone, like moving 230 is not a joke. As you can see here, he's wearing a Venom Power t-shirt. And this is where things kind of got a bit technical. There's a lot of hate in the industry. And like I said, Baker wasn't doing the best financially at this time. So he'd spoken to me about wanting to bring his own brand out because I had a lot of stuff out at the moment at the time. I had pre-workouts out, tracksuits out, and my brand was going really, really well. I gave him the quotes back from the manufacturer, and obviously he was saying it's way too expensive. I think it was like £50 for the hoodie that he wanted. He was like £50 for one hoodie. I'm saying, bro, the hoodie's an acid wash hoodie and it's 5XL. And I started to get the feeling that he didn't trust me. I was saying, obviously, if you buy multiple units, the price is going to come down. But for one unit in stock that's not custom made, that wants to come off the shelf tomorrow to print, it's like 50 quid. It may have been 65 or something with the print. So I decided to go into my own pocket and make him some Venom Power t-shirts, as I was happy to support him. But, you know, business is business, and I did want to actually get some promotion out of it. But also, if I'm totally honest with you, just wanted to be associated with the guy who was both big benchers at the time. He was doing his thing. He was coming up. And I think he's probably getting no more than maybe 700, 800 likes on social media, maybe 1,000 likes. His thing was not blown at all. But like I said, I seen the potential. I think his TikTok was doing very well, but it hadn't blown up on Instagram yet. The first time where I sort of was disappointed by Baker and things started to go different was when I introduced him to Shane. This is Shane here, also known as Speedy from Foundry Gym. Where's the volume on this clip?
Finished with views, but she's still watching. So just bear that in mind when you're going about your day. Bear in mind when someone says something to provoke you, to trick you out of your position. Yeah, do not get tricked out of your position. Do not let people make you feel embarrassed about being who you are. Stay confident to who you are as a person, and just live your.
So Shane was a very good friend of mine at the time. Shane had opened Foundry Gym, and when they opened the gym, I set off the launch and helped it increase in members. Went there, I was lifting. I had like 180 kg on bench for 12 reps. We brought a drone and done some fancy stuff there, and I was there deadlifting every week. So I decided to introduce Baker to Shane so that Baker didn't have to pay for a membership so that he could get into the gym for free. And as if that wasn't enough, I also decided to introduce Baker to Mike Rabb. Mike Rabb was also one of the other phenomenal benchers that I knew, and I thought if these two are together, then obviously they can create something. And obviously, of course, I wanted to be involved, but I was on my deadlift journey. My deadlift was going up and up and up. And I thought to myself, don't get distracted. Put this all together, and obviously all you that can collaborate, and you can build something as a unit, and it's going to be great. But obviously, in bodybuilding, there's a lot of personalities. There's a lot of competition, and not everyone's going to see eye to eye. Baker was very, very supportive at the time, to be fair. Anyway, I'll show you how supportive Baker actually was, to be honest with you. This is Baker advertising Venom Power pre-workout, saying, let me show you the best pre-workout on the market. And this is where things started to go a little bit left. Look, here's Mike Rabb, who I've introduced him to. He's wearing a Venom Power t-shirt. This is in Chelmsford Wood Foundry Gym, actually. I think I'd picked them up that day and brought them down. At the time, I was using my own petrol, my own time, to make sure that obviously he could elevate his career and introducing him to people who would obviously help him get to where he needed to get to. And see, he was doing stuff with the Venom Power on the bench. So he was showing love and he was supporting on his come up. And I wouldn't even say, look at this, absolute savage. I wouldn't even say he switched up. I'd say people got into his ear. What happened? One day I was dropping Baker home and he said to me, yo, people have come to me and told me not to do business with you. Hey there, I need to show you this quickly. We need to go back. I don't know how to rewind this clip. Anyway, I've lost the clip, but that's Venom Power. Check out Venom Power, because Venom Power's coming back in soon. But check this. So, I've lost the clip, but that's the clip where Baker was obviously promoting Venom Power and promoting the website. I'm getting a bit lost here. I'm going off track. So basically what happened is Baker said to me in the car, he's like, bro, like people have told me not to work with you and that. Why? He's like, yeah, people have said not to trust you and that. Like, obviously, you know, like you're a dodgy guy. And so I'm saying, bro, like obviously if I'm picking you up from your house, Dudley, driving you to Chelmsford Wood, which is probably what, 20 miles? So I'm driving 40 miles to pick you up, to take you to the gym, to help you, and to help Bolo Racks. Because in the intention of in my head, my son was getting older, and I wanted to basically build a team for my son to come into, for my son to kind of take over Venom Power, and that's what I was trying to do at the moment. At the time, that was my plan. I said, what makes you think I want anything of you? I said, I don't want anything but other than the love that I'm sharing with you, bro. Like, I don't know what, I don't want anything from you, bro. Like, some people just do stuff genuine. The culture where I come from, like, that's just what we do. If I can help you, I can help you. I started out in the industry. There's people who helped me, who'd been in it longer. Like, I want to show you the ropes. I want to give you some game. I think you're an amazing athlete, and I think you're going to go far if you have the right people supporting you. And obviously, I'm here at the beginning of your journey. People are not supporting you now, but trust me, trust the process, you'll get there. He then came to me and says, have I had any sales on my discount code? Because I said to him, bro, like, you can promote Venom Power. I'm giving you 3 tubs of Venom Power. You're wearing t-shirts. Whatever sales you get on the website or on the product, I'll give you your percentage. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I think was 10%. So off a pre-workout, you would have got £3. But if you sold 100 free pre-workouts, you're going to get £300. Do you know what I'm saying? But the problem is a lot of athletes is they don't realize discount codes actually aren't that strong, because you can see me post a discount code every day and still go online and buy that product without using my discount code. And you might think, why would somebody do that? But there's multiple reasons. Sometimes people don't know how to input the discount code. Sometimes people can't be bothered. Sometimes people don't actually calculate what 10% is and are not bothered about making a saving. And sometimes people ask other people to purchase the product for them. And sometimes they buy the product in store rather than online. So obviously you might be having an impact on the brand, but not actually having an impact on your discount code, and obviously being able to, you know, use KPIs to track the sales or anything like that. So obviously, he come to me and asked me whether I was getting Venom Power sales off his discount code. I said, no. So he said, it's got to be, bro, because the guy told me that he's got 2 today. I said, bro, if there's a sale, I'd give you the sale. Bearing in mind, I've probably done a few £100s of petrol and t-shirts, etc. Like, I'm not going to rob you, bro. I'm not going to skank you for £6 of a pre-workout. It's just never going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the energy started to change from there. So just to bring you up to date, I'd introduced him to Shane. He'd been doing some stuff with Venom Power. And he was now starting to get suspicious because industry's a bit weird. You have people in your ear. Then I got a phone call from Ambush, the rapper, saying, yo, I'm coming to Birmingham. Said to Baker, says, yo, the Ambush is coming down with Directed by Rico. Pull up, opportunity for you to get some exposure and that. And I was doing everything I could to kind of build and pull everyone together. At the time I was flying, I'm not gonna lie to you, like my pre-workout was absolutely everywhere. I didn't have much cash flow because of the situation, but things was going well. when you're at the top or when you do really well, you always want more. So I kind of didn't realize how well I was doing at the time with the brand until kind of things started to dip off and I had supply issues and distribution issues. But things was working out really well. So Baker came down to Chelmsford Wood Foundry, done a session with Ambush. And like you can see the love and the energy between us. I'm deadlifting 370 here on a stiff bar. I think I failed it twice before this, but I had to get it up as, you know, Ambush had made his effort to come from London, and there's a whole vibe there, and Baker was just in my ear saying, bro, come on, you gotta do this. And trust me, like, his energy, he was motivating, man. He was on job, like, he was mad love, I'm not gonna lie. Here's the video here. Again, I'm not gonna play it because obviously it's got copyrighted music on there. We'll see here. Wait for it. Not the best deadlift, but just raw brute power. This is the 370. Grinded it out, locked it out, and you'll see Baker here in the left corner. How happy he was. First man to come in and hug me. And like, the love was what I thought was real. And obviously we got really close and a bit of a bromance at the time. And I just had a lot of respect. However, on the second or third occasion of Baker now going to Chelmsford Wood Foundry, obviously he didn't need me no more because I patterned it with Shane, Speedy, so he could get in. He'd now managed to get transport from somebody else to make it to Birmingham. And then one day we planned to link up and train. And the guy that I know had been murdered. So obviously I was close to the people and was having conversations about it. And the kind of time had just passed. So basically what happened is, obviously, I looked on Instagram and I saw Mike Rab and Baker training in Chelmsford Wood. The day before, I remember saying, Baker said, yeah, I'm training with Mike, you know Mike. And I was scratching my head like, have I got mental health? Am I going mad or something? I introduced you to Mike, like I put the whole connection together. Like, you're telling me you're training with Mike, I know Mike. Obviously, you're excited and that, but almost kind of like, don't forget about me, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, what's going on there? Obviously, I can be a bit sensitive at times. Recently found out that I'm neurodivergent, probably got ADHD, so I feel things stronger than other people. And obviously, loyalty for me is a massive thing. All it took was a little text, yo, bro, I want to get this gym shit cracking and that. I'll check in with you after. But by the time I was ready to do my workout, they'd already trained, no message, no phone call, nothing. And then I kind of just realized that, yo, I felt like I was being used. And the thing is, the UK fitness industry is a bit userish. You know, my socials, I don't know by the time you see this video, are a little bit quiet at the moment. And it's just me building quietly in the background. And the thing is, once you start doing collaborations with people and start getting back on the timeline, things start to make moves. But it's almost like guys using guys. There's actually no real loyalty in this game, which is one of the things that I had to learn the hard way. You think that people are your friends, and actually it's just like your work colleagues. You're not actually friends. To be fair to Baker, he did try to make amends and stuff like that. But I was kind of in my feelings at the time. And I'm more standing on principle. I didn't really have the maturity back then to understand different perspectives. And people kept saying to me, oh, you need to link Baker, man. Trust me, he's flying. He's going to blow. He's going to blow. He's going to blow. And I was like, I know he's going to blow. I'm a man of integrity and morals and principles. And at the end of the day, where I come from and what I need as a friend and what I demand as a friend, if you can't provide that, then obviously we can't be in each other's corner, because I don't ask for much, but just the love and respect that I show you. That's what's important to me. You know, money comes and goes, fame comes and goes. All these things don't last forever. And I genuinely believe that life on earth is just a training ground for the soul. You know what I mean? We can't really take anything with us. So whilst we're here, I'm more bothered about being around people who are solid, who have got my back. And if you don't have the same morals, principles, or respect my values, then obviously we're never going to be able to be in each other's corner. But anyway, moving on swiftly. This is a recent gym video. This gym video is nine days ago. So now Baker's sitting on 101k subscribers. He's got 50k views. And this is him and Mike Rab training in, which was actually one of the gyms that I used to go to. This was Ironworks in Birmingham. And this is where I met Mike. Me and Mike actually had trained here multiple times. And this is where I met Mike and knew that Mike would be a good fit to link with Baker. Mike's a very, very quiet guy, very introverted. So at the time, he didn't want no part of the drama, but obviously he knew that Baker would be better for him than obviously taking my side. And he was quite vocal about it and said, look, at the end of the day, bro, you know, you've introduced me and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you two are not getting on and it's nothing to do with me. But then obviously, the energy started, because again, Baker was saying to me and people saying, oh, I've been talking about him and I'm saying this and that. The industry is weird. That is full of haters. And what happens, people at the top often get separated, because if I'm totally honest with you, I didn't say anything about Baker. I had a lot of stuff going on. I was preparing for a competition, but obviously people were starting rumors and saying, I said this and I said that. I'm saying, bro, I'm a grown man. I don't have any time to say any nonsense about you. Also, I'm not someone who switches up. Like, if I wanted you to win yesterday, I want you to win today, regardless of whether we're friends or not. I want you to fly. So this is a video of them benching. We try and get to the juicy parts, because, like I say, look at this. The guys at Coleman Khan's on the video. Yeah, just pure brute strength, savages. And I wish Baker and Mike all the success. Let's have a look here. This is his PR. I don't know what he's doing with that music, but I am trying to monetize this channel, so I'm going to turn that off. Don't want any copyright issues. I want my channel to grow as big as possible. I am locked in, and although I probably won't be benching that, I've got a big deadlift and some big squats coming up. So I want to build this channel and have this channel as successful as possible to make this whole thing worthwhile. This is a PR attempt. I don't even know what's on that. It looks like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 305 kilos. I was just about to say 305. Savagery. Pure savagery. Mike is light as well. An absolute animal. I will say that the weights at Ironworks do move like normal weights once you get used to them. And that's not me saying they're lighter, but they don't move like calibrated plates. You know what I mean? It probably feels more probably to a 290, 300 maybe. And people could argue that it's not calibrated. But bro, you're lifting that sort of weight, There's no argument about it. Especially that weight, pound for pound. Absolute savage. Like, possibly one of the best bench pressers in the world. Which was the reason why I linked him with Baker, because I always knew that it would do good for his career. And obviously you can try and, take away from the fact that he hasn't got a big squat or a big deadlift. But if you're a bench specialist, you don't need to focus on deadlifts and squats. This is what he does. This is his thing. 300 kilos, 2 reps. Absolutely no joke. It's world level, elite level. So prior to all of this, Baker was a natural athlete. This is my doctor, so big up Imran Khan, like big up Dr. Khan, like Doc, the legend. I love this man, like on a whole nother level. This man has done so much for me and so much for my career and so much for my journey. Like, he's just an absolute legend. So there was debates going around whether Baker was natural or using performance enhancing drugs. This video was quite a while back, and Baker was always mad transparent about his steroid use, and I absolutely respect him, to be fair, because obviously he's not deluding the younger generation to think that you can get these numbers and get to how he's got to natural. Everybody has different perspective of it. Some people have to stay brand safe. Some people create their own brand. And some people don't want to influence people to do what they're doing, but he's very genuine about it. So I'm just going to play this video.
A general health check. And we've tested all his hormones. Gave him a full test. And 100%, I confirm that he is completely natural. For the naysayers, that can be looked at completely by the FSH, LH, the estradiol levels, the testosterone, the free testosterone, SHBG. He's 100% natural. If there's any doubt about it, if anybody wants to email in, and I can actually confirm that with them as well, in writing, if anybody just wants to say to me. So there is no.
So I was grieving at the time and going through some stuff. And when I seen Doc and Baker team together, I don't really know how I felt about it. It was something I had to sit down and think about it, because obviously Doc is actually a very good friend of mine. And obviously the rumors was going around and Baker wasn't speaking to me and people was calling my name. And obviously I'm an elder to these guys, been in the industry a lot longer and don't really want to be in politics with these guys. So seeing them kind of infiltrate what I seen as my circle, I wasn't really too happy about. However, I totally understood that this is business, and Doc's the guy and Doc's a specialist, and why would you not go to Imran Khan? And I also knew that obviously Baker started to fly, so I also knew that it was going to elevate Doc's business and bring him more traffic. And like I said, I'm one of those people, whether we're friends or not, I want to see everybody win, because I know that everybody has kids to feed and everyone has a family to feed. And when you've been in poverty, you totally understand that if someone has an opportunity to make money and to feed their friends, their family, or, you know, keep their lights on, why would you want to take that away from somebody? If I can do just one thing to make somebody level up and it has no detriment to me, why would I block that? So what happened next is I get a phone call and a message from a very, very well-known, high-profile celebrity. And this is really where Baker's career started to take off. I'm not going to say whose name it is because I don't need to be involved in this mix publicly. And there's a message basically saying that, from Baker, saying he hopes that I'm not trying to block him and stop him from doing collaborations because he refused to do business with me. His choice of words upset me a little bit, because it wasn't that he refused to do business with me, because somebody whispered in your ear some nonsense. And I may have fit the profile and you probably felt like I was scamming you of a discount code. I don't know what you actually felt. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we've made up now and I don't really want to go into, you know, past feelings and negativity. But that message to that certain celebrity was kind of detrimental to my character. Do you know what I'm saying? It made me look like a scumbag. But again, of course, I said to the celebrity, bro, if it's good for you and it's good for him and it's good for your families, I wish you both success and a green light it. Like, make it happen. He's like, the guy keeps emailing me, he keeps messaging me, and he's trying to do this collab and rare. And at the time, you could look at him like, yeah, what a chief, like, a bit corny, chasing this guy. But bro, if you've got a dream and you've got a goal and you really want to get somewhere, chase it. Message that person every single day. Email that person every single day. Send them 100 DMs if you have to, because at the end of the day, when you're climbing and when you got low numbers, no one wants to know you. But as soon as the numbers go up, I'm telling you, you'll start getting messages back saying, oh, sorry, bro, my manager runs this account. I'm just seeing this DM. So my message to the younger generation is, if you're trying to get hold of somebody, keep shooting your shot, but also in the background, keep working on yourself. And if you're good enough, things will align. But yeah, so from there, I think Baker started to take off. I know. The thing is, what my journey is, I knew I couldn't go stateside. So everything that Baker done would have actually been the path that I would take. Especially being from the black community, it's quite difficult in the UK. Everybody's just in competition with each other. We're only 3% of the population. And it doesn't surprise me why athletes like Simeon Panda decided to move to LA, because obviously the fitness culture out there, and there's just more to eat out there. So I feel like when Baker done his collaboration with that certain person and then linked up with Larry Wheels and other people and started to go stateside, his life started to change drastically. And obviously, we can say a lot, but he had to do the work. Nobody's done the work but him. So I have to give him credit where credit's due. When I saw this photo about Baker, and I'm not getting at Baker here at all, but this is when I realized, actually, my feelings and my emotions towards Baker about loyalty and about the code of conduct and the code that I came upon. Baker's pretty much was a goth back in the day, or a grebo or whatever. Like, he's a bit of a punk guy, so punk rocker or whatever you call it. So I respect him and I'm not getting at him here. But if you look at pictures of me at his age and pictures of him, I realize that we're coming from totally different worlds. So actually, me taking it to heart that he didn't phone me after that session, and me taking it to heart that he was kind of doing certain things and getting influence about people. He's just a young kid, really, and he didn't really know the difference. Because of the sheer size of him, because he used to come to the gym and play Mob Deep all the time, and because I met him through another kid who was black, I thought and assumed that he understood the culture and understood the code. And that's the thing that happens a lot in the UK, even with other black people. This is not just a black and white thing. What will happen is you'll meet guys and they're portrayed to be from a certain world and certain lifestyle. More so even black guys, they're portrayed to be from the road. And then what happens is you get into situations and they don't know how to handle it and manage it because they haven't had the training for it, because they're not from that world. And it can leave, it can leave a bad taste. This video, I knew Baker definitely was from the culture. But this is one of those moments where I personally wouldn't do it because it's not for me. And I think he's actually taken the video down where he's oiled himself up and was twerking the skirt and that now. But Baker's goal was to feed his kid and his family and build a fitness career. And if you look at 365,000 likes, it's one of those things where you can sit here and say whatever you want, but if people are liking it, you're doing something right. There's an audience for it, and that's what social media is all about. You can be someone like me who tries to maintain integrity and tries to keep their values at all costs, but you have to remember social media is the entertainment world. A lot of the stuff that I've done over the years and a lot of the stuff that I've done with morals and values hasn't been as appreciated, but ultimately it's about creating a legacy, and when it's all said and done, I want to be remembered and known as somebody who kind of tried to grow and be honorable and maintain a level of respect and dignity for myself. And this oiling up business just weren't for me. Like I said, horses for courses. I'm not throwing shade.
To oil up, and now you think you're getting me to get me to 500k in 2 weeks time. You got 2 weeks, and I'll bring you an oiled up, maybe with a twerk video. Right, so you guys got Noel to oil up.
I'm not gonna lie, I do not know how Baker done it. He absolutely smashed it. I think round about that time, he was like the second fastest growing account on Instagram or something like that. Like, he done a madness.
So about a week ago on this page, we set a challenge to hit 500,000 followers in 2 weeks, which I thought was completely unrealistic and never going to happen. Why would I think that would happen? I said I would oil up at 500,000, and guess what? You did it in just over 6 days. Why? Why? And why were most of you straight men? What is going on? There's something is not adding up. We did it. 192,000 followers, just over 6 days. I'm befuddled. Grr, woof, grr.
193 followers in over 6 days. That's my whole Instagram plus more. Savagery.
I'm angry. But anyway, I'm a man of my word. Okay? I'm done for. So I'm going to oil up. And what makes it worse is I'm going to oil up with green hair.
Yeah, I don't know. It's no more of that oil up stuff. A bit fruity, but when you think Baker, I respect it. Then this is where I see that Baker got to absolutely mother the game, and he was setting pace. I remember seeing him go to America with Larry Wills. And the thing is, you know, online, you cannot be talking to someone and someone cannot like you, but everybody watches everybody. Like, all the guys in the game watch to make sure they can see what's going on. You know this when you step into rooms and there's certain high-profile celebrities. I'm not talking about fitness influencers, but high-profile people. And they say, oh, hi, I know you're that gym guy. It's like, how do you know me? But they see stuff. And the thing is, what we fail to realize is how much traffic actually goes through your page. You get 10,000 views on a video, that's a stadium. And I was someone who would delete 10,000 view videos before because it wasn't enough. Now I'm happy to get 10,000 views consistently on videos because now I understand that it's compounding. You know what I mean? And if I do 10 videos with 10,000 views each, that's 100k views. So rather than doing one video and hoping to get 100k views on it, you just do 10. It means you have to double down on the work rate. But obviously, if you can do it over time, it eventually compounds. But let me go on to the video of Larry Wills and Baker. This is the clap video. More volume.
Yep. PR lifestyle is more than just hitting a PR. Why not?
I missed it.
6, let's go. But at the same time, bro, I'm just gonna.
The Baker, you can see how much weight.
Universe,
You can see how much weight he started to put on now. You can tell he was natural. Obviously, it's like any sort of drug. I'm not telling anyone to take any drugs, but if you think about alcohol, the first time you drink, you never get that effect again. So I feel like you could tell he was natural by how the steroids reacted to him. He put on so much weight and he just grew huge, straight into a man mountain. And obviously strength started to, I'd say strength went through the roof, but steroids only do so much. He was naturally strong anyway. He's naturally gifted. Trying to find a clap. I can't seem to find a clap.
Regular person.
So, genetically, so my younger brother, when he was 17, he was benching 405, no problem.
All natural. How big was he at 17?
He's about 6 foot. He's super wide, he had a big frame. I would say he was probably about 104 kilo. Okay. So he was a big kid. So, I mean, I never got...
I have to big up Baker and say he's done a lot for the industry. Like, he's done a lot. I wouldn't change not having him in the industry. If I could not have him in the industry or have him in the industry, I'd pick him being here every single time. He was a breath of fresh air. He's come in, he's set levels, he's gone to America, and he's just a kid from like Stourbridge, Dudley Science in Birmingham, and he's actually set levels. He's really done his thing. Just a local lad who pursued his dreams and absolutely smashed it. I cannot find him clapping in this video. I'm tired of looking for it, if I'm honest with you. So you like find it.
Like, that was an extra like 2-3
You
seconds.
can find it yourself. Just go onto his Instagram, I'm sure you'll see.
Where he just took some out of me, but we'll go again.
Yeah, we'll go again. For sure. And when you're up higher on the bench, it lets you get into that position where your scapula is retracted and depressed.
So this is his 335 pound clap bench. I think in this video he actually failed a lift. It didn't really go too great for him, and I remember people in the comments kind of doubting him and stuff like that. But yo, you have your good days, you have your bad days. I don't know if he went for it a second time. Doesn't really matter. You have your on days and your off days.
Doing it on.
This has to be the clap. Here's the clap bench here.
Yep, mine. Oh, need to go a bit wider. Hold on.
Okay.
Yep, good.
All right.
Power. Look at the speed that the bar's moving. Savage.
I had to adjust because I came too close. I had to adjust midway.
I mean, that's adjustment. You're pretty quick with the clap too. Yeah.
Living his dreams,
I
man.
think those big arms can move that fast.
Yeah. Slowly trying to master it.
Yep.
And just when you thought that he was at the peak of his career, linking Larry Wheels, I blinked for 2 seconds and I says, yo, Baker is now. And this is no joke, guys. This is a serious achievement. You have to take this in. Ronnie Coleman. Like, the guy is with Ronnie Coleman. Like, not messing about, doing world records.
So what was like the average calorie intake?
I never counted calories. I just counted protein and carbs.
Protein and carbs. Come on.
Yeah. 600
Don't count calories.
protein a day.
600.
600.
Oh my god.
But how many trips to the toilet? Was that
5-6 times a day.
Your lifestyle is more than just
Front squat, leg press. Unbelievable shit. Never.
That's what I said, like, Baker.
I mean, that's where my head's starting to go after this year.
All you gotta do is
Yo.
stay healthy.
Done amazing for the Instagram. I actually make him want to train now.
9, that was his peak. It makes me think I'm 28 right now, 29 in a month. So to say I don't have enough. I'm like, I'll watch the days where I did
And I take 2 days and I have it every single day.
every day, like as far as like pushing 5, 6, 7, 8 plates.
Yep.
Yeah, man, you gotta love this, man. If you're gonna do this bodybuilding thing and do this powerlifting thing, you gotta love it. Like, do not get into the fitness industry if this is not your passion. But to take it to the top, it takes a serious amount of time, energy, passion, tenacity, focus. Gotta be a warrior, man. Ronnie Coleman, guys. Like, Ronnie Coleman is reviewing Baker's videos. Like, this is an amazing, massive achievement. Like, this is one of my childhood bodybuilding heroes. This is someone who, I wouldn't say childhood because I got into bodybuilding as a teenager, but this is someone who I used to have on my wall. This is like a legend of a legend of a legend of a legend. Like, this is a real, serious move, really and truly. I don't think people are actually rating how big it is.
And I got some highlights of my boy, Big Boy Bake. So let's get into it. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. 6 plates, ain't no joke, ain't no joke. This is what up. Big boy, with 300 pounds, oh, slap it on their ass. Oh, not the one arm, oh, yeah.
Yeah, also Baker was there doing a video in Dino's gym. Dino's someone who I also used to be close with. I was cool. Went to India for bodybuilding 2016 with a few other athletes. Also someone who was whispering rumors, and Dino's someone who I was also cool with. I had to stop going to his gym. Obviously he's saying stuff which he may not have said. Mikhail thinks he's this, Mikhail thinks his dad's got a chip on his shoulder. What I want the fitness industry to understand from these vlogs is my perspective. A lot of these guys don't understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the ghetto. I'm coming from the streets. Nobody who comes from where I come from in the UK does this. This is a middle class sport. Bodybuilding is expensive. It's time consuming. You know what I mean? And you kind of half have to be educated to basically be at the top level when it comes to the scientific side of it. Do you know what I mean? So I was breaking the mold, guys. So for those of you who thought I had an attitude or a chip on my shoulder, you have to understand where I was going back to after I posted on Instagram was not a place that I'd wish anyone to go back to. And being somebody who liked nice stuff and wear Rolex watches and had nice cars and stuff like that, going back to certain environments, I had to basically carry myself a certain way. So a lot of what you might see or what I've seen as a bad attitude is probably me masking and probably my insecurities to survive in the terrain that I was navigating through at the time. You know what I mean? I wasn't free to just be, you know, the Mr. Nice Guy and be walking around my neighborhood and basically not get myself into certain situations. So I just wanted to clear that up as well. Because those who know me and those who also come from a bit of a rough environment, I hear the Dorian Yates, the Eddie Hall and certain other people, there's never been an issue and it's always been maximum love and respect. I'm going to quickly show you Baker's Instagram account. 657k followers, 1,600 posts. He's now linked up with Found Your Gym. I did actually sign in to Instagram, but he's still not coming up, but that doesn't matter. But he's now linked up with Found Your Gym. Big up the owner of Found Your Gym, Calvin. Maximum love and respect also. So from what I can see, is through me linking him with Shane through Found Your Gym. You know, obviously he got onto the radar and now he's linked up with Calvin, who's the owner, and now he's their first sponsored athlete and they love him and he's doing bits, to be fair. Obviously, I'm glad I could be part of that journey because Calvin was always good to me, always used to support Venom Power and buy pre-workouts for me. Shane always used to finish shelves with Venom Power. And sometimes your blessings just come in multiple ways, you know what I mean? Sometimes you meet everybody for a reason. And I think you have to just clap for people, regardless of your situation or where that leads you. You have to learn to clap for people. So I just want to finish this video off with a respectful close. And I want to say my message to Josh Baker is I wish you all the success. I've seen what you've built. I've seen the process. I understand the process because I've been through a lot of it myself. I've seen the sacrifices you made, and time changes everything. Business is business, life is life, and the show must go on. Keep doing your thing. This is Inside the Industry, the Josh Baker episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.